Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last video, we talked about what an API is. Today, we are taking it a step further by diving into the different types of APIs and the protocols they use. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of the major types of APIs and when to use each. So, first, let's break APIs down by their availability and use cases. There are three main types: public APIs, private APIs, and partner APIs. Public APIs, also known as external or open APIs, these are made available to external developers, like think of Google Maps API, which anyone can integrate into their website or app. Number two, private APIs. These are used internally by companies. For example, a company might use a private API to allow different teams to communicate with their internal systems. Number three, partner APIs. These are only shared with specific trusted partners. For instance, a payment service might offer an API to be selected or to selected partners for transactions, for example. Number two, REST APIs. The most common type of API you will come across is REST API. REST stands for Representational State Transfer, and it's built around a few core principles. Number one is statelessness. Stateless. So each request from the client contains all the information the server needs to fulfill the request. Number two, resources and URIs. Everything in REST is treated as a resource, and these resources are identified using URIs, which is Uniform Resource Identifier, and the HTTP method. REST uses HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete to perform actions on resources. If you want to get more information about REST API, I created multiple videos. Feel free to check them in the API playlist. So number two, SOAP API, which is stand for a Simple Object Access Protocol. SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol. SOAP is an older API protocol that is more rigid than REST. Unlike REST, SOAP uses XML to transfer data, and it's typically used in enterprise applications where security and reliability are more important. There are some keys in SOAP. The first one, it will be the strict contract. SOAP APIs have a strict set of rules for sending and receiving messages. Sorry, I got corona, so sorry for that. I will cough a lot in the videos. Number two, built-in error handlings. SOAP has its own error handling, which makes it very reliable. Number three, stateful or stateless. Unlike REST, SOAP can be either stateful or stateless, depending on the implementation you want. Number three, GraphQL. So now let's talk about GraphQL. Relatively a new type of API developed by Facebook. The key difference between GraphQL and REST API is on REST is that in GraphQL you can request exactly the data you need and nothing more. And instead of multiple endpoints like REST, GraphQL has a single endpoint for all queries. The benefits of using GraphQL, it has several benefits, but let's just only talk about three right now. The first one will be the efficient data fetching, because you can request specific fields rather than getting unnecessary data. Number two, single endpoint. All data is retrieved through one endpoint, simplifying the API structure. Number three, more control over queries, because clients can have more control over how they structure their query. Number five, we need to talk about the gRPC and WebSockets. So there are two other popular types of APIs, which is of APIs, which are gRPC and WebSockets. The gRPC developed by Google. gRPC uses HTTP2 for faster communication. It's especially useful for in microservices architecture where performance is critical. And there is microservices, unlike REST and GraphQL, which are request response based. WebSockets allow for real-time two-way communication between the client and server. They are perfect for chat app, gaming, or live updates. So, to recap, we have public API, private API, abundance API. We talk about the types of APIs. First, we talk about the how we talk about different, let's say, types of API like REST API, SOAP API, GraphQL API, and also we talk about some of the bidirectional APIs that been used in the microservice architecture. And I guess it's quite important to know these two, the gRPC and WebSocket, and we will create in the future videos to talk about what they are doing exactly. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video, where we will dive into best practices for RESTful API design and anything you want, basically. If you have any question, drop them in the comment section below. So that's it for this video, and see you in the future.